Hi guys, today I want to give a message out to some younger people, but it very well could help middle-aged to older people as well. And it's something that I wish that somebody had told me when I was between maybe around 14 to 20 years old to help me in my life. And this message isn't coming from somebody who is in their 50s, even though their advice can be very golden because they've experienced much more life than I have. But it's coming from myself. I'm 34 years old. I was in my teens during the 90s. And I've experienced a lot of things, if you watch many of my videos, that people my age have not gone through, including homelessness and starvation. I've faced a lot of hard times, and I've come to realize many things about life. I feel a little bit quicker than the average Joe. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to brag or promote myself at all. I feel like I've gone through some experiences that have made me grow up really quickly. And the one thing that I really want to relay to you is that in a peer group during high school, you're going to face many things that are very brainwashing to you. And one of them is peer pressure into consumerism. See, many of your friends have grown up looking at the television and seeing the styles and the trends that are out there in the stores. Like when I was growing up, it was more of the grunge trend, where the kids would wear the plaid shirts and wear the little Stussy hats, and that was one of the big trends. And here in Texas, there was just their own social cliques, and each one of them had their own styles going on. But that's all brainwashing to make you not content with the clothing you have. These trends change through time. It doesn't matter. And the people that you are feeling pressured by to wear these types of clothes or to fit into their social cliques, you'll probably never see them again. In fact, most of us could probably testify you will not see 99%, if not 100% of the people from high school ever again in your life. But you see, that takes on that evolves into something much more serious when you get older, because as you're younger, you're taught to fit into society a certain way by what type of cars your parents have, what type of homes your parents have, what type of clothing you're wearing, along with your attitude and sense of style and a little bit of your personality. And as you get older, you get into a lot of pressures where people tell you you need a certain type of house, a certain type of car, and you feel like in order to succeed, you're going to succeed with money. And I'm here to tell you that success is not money. Success is happiness within yourself and contentment within yourself. Because there's always going to be somebody with a bigger house than you, and there's always going to be somebody with a bigger boat or airplane than you. And you're never going to be truly rich, because the only truly rich people in this world are those who are content with their own lives, because they're satisfied. They have a sense of satisfaction. I'm also going to tell you that your schools have brainwashed you, and I know a lot of parents may cover your ears at this point, but they've brainwashed you into into conforming into a citizenship with this country rather than just being a person of this country. We the people, not we the citizens. A citizen is subservient to their government. And what your schools have done is they've showed you very well how to fill out W-2s and taxation forms, which, I guess I can't just sit here and tell you, no, don't fill that stuff out. I know a lot of people that protest the taxes by various methods, but anyhow, they're going to show you how to fill that out, and they're going to show you how to have a family budget by here's your mortgage rate, and here's your credit card bills, and here's your car payments. But they never tell you pay it off and to ignore the pressures coming out of society for you to go and buy something that you don't have the money for. I'm going to tell you right now, and as crazy as this may sound to you, go ahead and save your money. When you're 16 years old, and that's when a lot of states will allow you to get a job, it varies from place to place, but when you're 16 years old, you can start saving for your home right now. I can run all up and down my street, and all of my neighbors are in debt. Most of their vehicles are in debt. The question I have for you, do you want to serve a banker for your entire life? You don't. Because you're going to work for 30 years to pay that mortgage off. You're going to pay 3 times for your house before you're out of it, out of this mortgage debt, and then they come and tax your house. You're going to be paying for credit card bills forever, and you're going to think that your car isn't good enough when it gets a little bit older and you can afford the payments on a new car. The temptation is there to go and get the new shiny thing. But the truth is, no matter how much money you have, the bankers always win. When you go into debt, the bankers win. I know doctors, medical doctors. There's a family I know right now that are, it's two medical doctors. One is a DNA specialist and one is a pediatrician. And they make hand over fist money, and they bought a $1.5 million house, somewhere around there. It was 1.4 or 1.5 million, I can't remember. They are miserable because they constantly have to live in their social clique with their doctor friends and in their fancy neighborhood, their fancy golf course neighborhood, and drive their Lexuses, and they will never be content with what they have. They always have to strive for more, and they're busting it every single day of the week in order to line the pocket of a banker somewhere in this world. And I'm telling you that by design, this is how it's set up. By design, you're to be enslaved working for the bankers. It's a gigantic scheme to keep you working forever to line the pockets of the bankers. Your mentality on always needing more, your mentality on needing a fancy car, your mentality on needing the best clothes, a good house, it never ends. And people go into debt and work forever to pay these things off. So my message to you today is save up for a house as quickly as you can. Pay it off as quickly as you can, and don't worry about what it looks like. If it keeps you warm, if it keeps you safe, if it has some air conditioning, better yet. And if the roof leaks, fix the roof. It's like, I'll even tell you when you're 18, 20 years old, if you have to go out and buy a mobile home that's $3,500 that looks like the biggest piece of crap on earth, go ahead and do it. It's better than renting an apartment and giving somebody else your money. Because that $700 a month or whatever you're going to pay for the apartment, you can put into a savings account and go pay cash for a house later on. That's the idea. And it's not going to take you very long to save for a house if you're already living in something that's paid off. Many people make this mistake. Many people go out and get fancy educations, and then they go and they get these big degrees in their colleges, and they rack up tons of debt and student loans that they can never get out of. Next thing you know, they're in a big house, and they're in a big house debt. If you pay stuff off, you're not playing the banker's game anymore. And it's a lot more simple in life. And you can feel a lot more content knowing that something is yours. You'll respect it more knowing that it's yours. You respect it more knowing that you're not paying interest on something for 30 years. Guys, this is very important. Don't allow the pressures of society and social classes to ever affect your purchasing decisions in life. Get stuff that's practical and be content with what you have. Because, guys, these bankers are going to win. That's what's happened to our economy now. This greed, this sense that these bankers, this power these bankers have over the masses is amazing. They completely brainwash all of society into making us not content with what we have, making us not happy with what we have, and we always are on this striving thing for more. Just drive up and down your neighborhoods where you see garages just packed floor to ceiling with stuff, and people are miserable because they have so much and they can't even think any longer, and they just have to keep consuming out of this world in order to be happy. I'm telling you, be content. Don't buy things unless you really need them. Don't ever put anything on credit. Try as hard as you can to stay out of debt no matter what. Don't play the banker's game. They will win, and they will they have this whole society ensnared is what I'm saying. And they have brainwashed all of your friends. They've brainwashed most of the adults in this country because everybody's in debt and everybody's suffering and nobody can afford anything. And if they dare move to a crummy little mobile home because that's all the money they have for, everybody makes fun of them, and they get this huge pressure from all of society to get out and to get into a big fancy house and get into debt that they're going to have to pay on for 30 years of their life if they don't refinance. It's a big game, guys. Just get out of it as quickly as you can. Pay cash for everything that you possibly can in this world. And if you have to suck up some pride, which is really a deadly sin, suck up some pride. The bankers truly are your enemy. The bankers will enslave you. They enslave your mind first by this social paradigm. They will enslave you and try to get you in debt working for them forever. So anyway, my message is pay cash and don't let anything affect you that society is going to pressure you with. Till next time, thanks.